Vamos a Dong Chen, director de análisis macroeconómico de Asia de Pictet Wealth Management. Chen, good morning.
Good morning.
What do you think about China and the last numbers of 2022?
Oh, well, we just got the number. Actually, the fourth quarter GDP numbers were slightly better than we expected, but look at the broad picture, we think it still reflects the kind of chaos, after this very abrupt reopening of the economy. You look at from industrial production to consumption, all of them actually are showing pretty downbeat fourth quarter activity. So that's why. So the 4-year GDP only came in at 3.0%, which is well below the government's previous 5.5% target.
What do you think about the reopening in Chinese economy in 2023 and this new objective about 5% of GDP?
Well, now we're actually looking at a pretty interesting picture for 2023. Number one is that definitely this reopening process is faster than many people expected earlier, right? Looking at, many people actually, if not all of them, have been infected by the coronavirus, and most of them already recovered, which means the economic rebound likely will come a lot earlier than people expected. We think that the recovery could come as soon as this Chinese New Year holiday just end, which will be roughly 10 days later. Right, so this is number one. But number two is that we think there's still a fair amount of uncertainty regarding the strength of this rebound. So we need to keep a close eye on, especially on the strength of consumption recovery as well as fixed asset investment.
Could have a problem in China about construction and Evergrande problem in their economy?
When you talk about construction, specifically talking about the housing market, actually we're seeing some, initial signs of improvement. We know that last year, the entire property sector was in a very depressed kind of situation because of the government policy, specifically to restrict the developers' access to funds. And now we think that there is also a U-turn in this policy so that the government now is turning more supportive to the developers. So for that reason, we do think that there could be a moderate rebound in the housing sector. However, for the longer term, we think that the Chinese property sector is still facing a lot of headwind. For example, the population actually possibly has already peaked, and the pace of urbanization has slowed down quite significantly. All of these factors will likely weigh on the long-term housing demand in China going forward.
Relation between the United States and China in this 2023 are around Taiwan?
Well, we think that this tension between U.S. and China probably will persist, so they are not going to disappear in anytime soon. So specifically, I think that the kind of confrontation has gone way beyond just trade and got into technology, got into geopolitics. And one thing, since you mentioned Taiwan, I think it's very important to watch early next year in 2024, because in 2024, Taiwan is going to have a new presidential election, and potentially we can have a new president for Taiwan. And whether that's going to lead to, more provocation or more tension around Taiwan Strait remains to be seen. We need to be very cautious on that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chen, Director de Análisis Macroeconómico de Asia de Pictet Wealth Management. Good day, good business.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. 9:02 de la mañana, vamos a ver la apertura del mercado en Europa.